Typical religious worship in India often follows a specific aesthetic: bright sunlight, white marble, and pristine idols draped in marigolds. It is a space designed to emphasize purity, where biology and blood are strictly kept outside the temple gates. Deep in the Nilachal hills of Assam, the Kamakhya Temple presents a different physical reality. Its ancient, weathered domes look like an organic fortress, dark, imposing, and unlike any other shrine in the country. Inside, there is no central idol to pray to. Instead, worship centers on a natural stone fissure. It is the only major religious site in the world built around the belief that the presiding deity undergoes a physical menstrual cycle every year. Just 40 kilometers away lies the village of Mayang. For centuries, this settlement has held a reputation as India's capital of black magic, where the occult is not a myth but a daily practice. To understand this region, we must look past typical religious categories. Kamakhya and Mayang represent the sharp edge where the raw power to create life meets the brutal history of human destruction. Hindu mythology describes a moment when Lord Shiva, consumed by grief, began a cosmic dance of destruction while carrying the body of his wife, Goddess Sati. To stop him, the god Vishnu used his spinning chakra to divide her body into 51 pieces, which were scattered across the subcontinent. As Sati's body was divided, it was the yoni, her womb, that landed on this specific peak. For millions of devotees, this makes Kamakhya the literal geographical origin point of creation. To reach the heart of this belief, you descend dozens of steps into a damped subterranean cave. At the center is a natural stone fissure. An unmapped underground spring flows continuously over this rock, keeping it wet year-round through a process that has escaped scientific mapping. This focus on biology culminates every June during the Ambubachi Mela. For 3 days, the temple doors are locked, while the goddess undergoes her annual cycle. This period draws thousands of extreme ascetics and agoris to the Nilachal hills to harness the surging energy. When the doors are finally unsealed, priests retrieve a white cloth that had been placed over the stone fissure. It is revealed to be soaked in a deep red. Pieces of this fabric are then distributed as the ultimate sacrament. By centering its worship on this cycle, the temple removes the traditional social labels of impurity. A biological process that modern society often hides in shame is instead celebrated here as a divine act of creation. Creation is only one half of the story here. Surrounding the main temple are the shrines of the 10 Mahavidyas, fierce deities whose iconography includes silver garlands of human heads and bloodied blades. This fierce energy is acknowledged every morning before standard prayers begin. The morning silence is broken by the ritual sacrifice of male animals, such as goats and buffaloes, to appease the deity. While ancient texts detail human sacrifices on these grounds, modern reality occasionally mirrors that dark past. In 2019, a woman was found beheaded near a temple staircase, the result of a black magic ritual performed within the complex. That focus on fierce energy stretches 40 kilometers into the dense mists of Mayang. In this jungle settlement, local practitioners have spent centuries refining how to harness and direct the very forces Kamakhya is built upon. Local records claim practitioners here can perform vashikaran, or total mind control. Historical accounts detail how invading armies vanished into the woods without a trace, and eyewitnesses today describe tantrics conjuring physical entities from dry leaves. Whether these events are magic or the result of extreme psychological manipulation, the effect is measurable. The deep, paralyzing fear Mayang commands over the region is an undeniable force. For the modern devotee, arriving in Assam means standing at a jarring intersection. They must navigate a space where the biological power to create life is inseparable from the occult power to take it. This geography acts as a psychological mirror. It removes the polite filters of modern life and forces us to look at the raw mechanics of nature, the blood, the mortality, and the parts of existence we usually try to sanitize. Scientists can point to iron-rich water deposits and electromagnetic anomalies to explain the temple's mysteries. But for the practitioners meditating in the Nilatal caves, those chemical readouts do not compare to their own experiences. Kamakhya and Mayang don't need to prove miracles to outsiders to remain relevant. Their influence is sustained by the sheer density of centuries of human conviction, creating an environment where faith is heavy enough to dictate the laws of the land.